You got that pink suit from the dry cleaner that you wore last year?
I do. It's ready. It'll make a round 2 appearance, but it'll be a fun day. Always a special day, and I think always an emotional building. But you know, the important thing is what we're doing it for, and that's to raise awareness for the need for early detection in the fight against cancer, and at the same time to raise some funds to try to beat the awful disease. So, you know, our auction this year was the 2nd highest we've ever had, and we really appreciate that support. And I want to put a challenge out on social media, but I'd like everybody that stops to get a T-shirt and a poster. There's an opportunity to give a free will donation there. We can get everybody at the game to throw $5 in there. It'd go a long ways into helping continue to keep the Hope Lodge that this event has supported up and running and doing great things for cancer patients all across our state and beyond.
Do you get to pay attention? I mean, you guys are into the game. We asked your players this. Do you get to pay attention to people holding up the signs and the whole atmosphere?
Well, it's, you know, obviously I see the video after, but you know, usually it's during a timeout, so I'm generally busy. I know you don't think I do much time during that time, but yeah, it's an emotional moment for a lot of people because, you know, there's people that maybe come to one game a year and that's the game they come to because of a connection they have with a loved one that's either battling cancer or has lost the battle to cancer. So it's become a one-of-a-kind event across the country, and I'm really proud of the way our community has supported it.
You have a personal connection to this as well as some of your players. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's where it's all started. You know, I think you get hit in the face with something in your life before you realize you probably should have been doing something to support this all along. But Teresa was diagnosed when she was 39 years old, and you know, we're going on 15 years, I think, where she's been cancer-free. So you just knock on wood and hope that continues. But you know, one of the reasons she successfully beat the disease is she got her mammogram when she was supposed to, and it was detected early. And you know, the chances of beating it are obviously much higher if cancer is detected early. So that's part of why we started this, just in the hopes that somebody do what they're supposed to do, they catch something early, and they go on to live a full and productive life.
Your opponent on Sunday, what stands out about Xavier?
Well, their physicality. You know, they're so big across the front line, and you know, they can just throw guys at you, whether it's, you know, Tyreek Jones or Fremantle that comes off the bench and started the last game. Jason Carter's big and physical, and obviously Marshall in his own right is, you know, his ability to get off the dribble and beat you in the post. It's just a really balanced physical team, and they're really good defensively, and we were fortunate to make a few shots at their place and come away with the win, but obviously it's a big game for both teams.
Looking back on the DePaul tape, what are some biggest positives you took away from that you hope to carry over to Sunday?
Well, we didn't foul, and we were able to get to the foul line, which was huge. And you know, while we didn't win the battle on the boards, I thought we fought and at least made it an interesting battle where that didn't change the complexion of the game. So obviously we're at a big size disadvantage against Xavier, much like we were against DePaul and Providence, but our guys are going to have to fight tooth and nail and try to come up with those loose balls and rebounds so we can get out in transition and dictate the tempo the way we'd like.
Do you have to separate kind of the pink out from the actual game?
You know, I've done it enough times now, but it's still emotional when I come through the tunnel. I get goosebumps every year just to come out and see all the pink, and the place is full and it's electric. You know, there's a lot of people that have put a lot of work into making this happen, and I appreciate their efforts, but you know, I really appreciate what the community's done to embrace it. And you know, that gives you a little kick in the teeth every year, just how people have grabbed a hold of this event and made it really an event that everyone across the country is trying to emulate.
Good stuff. Thank
you. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, Mitch, what's the excitement going into this pink hat game?
The excitement, this game's special to everybody. Everybody in the crowd. It's become a huge tradition, and everybody who started it and who continues the tradition at Creighton, it's bigger than basketball. These games, everybody always says it's bigger than basketball, and just the perspective changes. Usually when you go into games, you always try and keep perspective and realize you're at the end of the day, you're just tossing the ball in the hole. And a lot of people are fighting a bigger cause and a bigger disease in the world that we'd like to bring a light to and raise money for, to hopefully find a cure for that cause. So it's just a different atmosphere, it's a different excitement, and it's just a different connection to people. So it's an unbelievable experience.
I know you need to be locked in on the game, but in your years past here, have you ever remember taking in all the people in the pink and all the signs that are being held up?
Yeah, my freshman year, that was when my head was going. So I didn't really notice it as much as last year. But last year, I actually, when everybody holds up a name with the signs, I mean, you look around CenturyLink and everybody has one up, and it's just, I mean, it's an unbelievable experience just because everybody's connected and it's like everybody's one big family in unity. So it's super cool. And last year I was able to experience it and look up and soak it all in more than I was the previous year. So I'm looking forward to it.
Everybody seems to do one of these kind of pink out or some kind of game that benefits and raises awareness for cancer. Did you, like, when you got to Creighton, did you know how big this thing was, or was this just like, oh, it's another pink out?
No, honestly, I had no idea. And even when I was on the road my freshman year, like teams would do a pink out, they'd wear pink shoes, or people in the crowd spread out would have pink on. But like the Harbin's, Lori especially, does a good job just getting the pink out, and it's just, I mean, it's unbelievable. You have everybody in the crowd has I think, what is it, the first 14,000 or 15,000 get a pink shirt, and then the other 2,000 bring their own pink shirt. So, and then we do the shoes. Coach Mack did a pink suit last year, so it's just like, it's unbelievable. I've never been to an event, a pink out event that is to the magnitude of what we do, and I think it's just off the charts in how we do it.
Do you know who won your jersey yet? Do you have any idea who did it? Or?
Somebody actually reached out to me on Twitter and said that they got my jersey this year. So he said he's making like a mural in the basement with all the jerseys when the kids go out. So I like those connections. I like getting to meet the families and get to know their story a little bit. So in the previous 2 years, I've had really nice families and really cool stories. So I'm looking forward to learning about a third and having the opportunity just to hopefully change and get to know someone else's life. So it'll be cool.
The team you're facing Sunday, you just saw them a couple weeks ago. I know it probably feels like forever since then, but what do you remember about them? What do you remember about that first game?
We did what we had to do. We studied, the game plan was executed to the best of our ability, and I think that's a big reason why we won the game. It was coming off a loss. I think we lost to Nova the game before, and our minds were in the right space, and going on the road and winning in Cintas is tough to do. Road W's anywhere in this league are tough to do, but we were talking about it with Mac, and they were going with a little different approach. They're playing 3 bigs right now instead of 3 guards and 2 bigs, so it'll be a different look. So it'll be a little different preparation, and we just have to take the same approach that we did on the road as we for home. So I think it'll be good.
You mentioned mindset. I guess with all the and having the right mindset the last time you played Xavier, with the, I won't say distractions, but with the extra stuff in this game, how do you push that aside and focus for 40 minutes on a game?
I think it's just that perspective that I talked about. If you just keep that perspective and you understand you're doing it for a cause or a reason that's bigger than yourself, then it's kind of like there's no expectations, there's no pressure, there's no anything. You're just out there doing what you love to the best of your ability with 15 of your closest friends. So it's a cool opportunity just because of where the money's going, and everybody in the crowd, like usually you get some new faces and you get some for different reasons, and when you have those people that just want to come watch us have fun, I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, and you want to put on a show for the crowd and hopefully walk away with a W. So the W is this goal, but the ultimate goal is a lot higher than a W, so we'd like to do both.
All right, cool. Shereef, did you ever come to the pink out game when you were at Burke or living here in Oakland?
Not that I can remember of. I don't remember going to a pink out game. Nah, I don't remember.
Do you know how big of a deal it is?
Yes, I do know how big a deal it is. It's something that's bigger than basketball, something that brings great awareness, and it's something that I've always wanted to be a part of. It's something that I saw on TV growing up, but now to be a part of it, I feel like it's very special.
What do you remember about that first game against Xavier?
The first game at Xavier?
Yeah.
It was a good game, hard-fought game. Xavier's a good team. They're a gritty team. I feel like we came and punched them in the mouth first, and then I feel like when they kind of climbed back into the game, we kind of separated ourselves from them and took over the game at the end and got a good win.
Where's your level of confidence now as opposed to maybe November, December?
I feel like I've became kind of like a veteran now. Like I feel like I know the ropes around. Still a lot more to learn, but I feel like I became more comfortable with the offense and the team. and just still getting more comfortable, more confident with myself is still the goal, but I'm obviously a lot more advanced than what I was from November, December.
You got pretty experienced guards on this team. I guess, is there one that you kind of glom onto a little bit and kind of pick their brains here and there?
I'd say Davion and Marcus are the main two ones, just because they play my position and they have a lot of wisdom and they know what they're talking about when it comes to the offense or Coach Matt. So I talk to those guys the most, for sure.
Where do you feel like you still have to make strides in order to make a bigger contribution?
Just my overall game in general. Obviously, my shooting's been a little bit downhill this year, but I just feel like as far as as my career goes on, just working on my overall game and just being the best player that I can be for this team, whatever that is, I got to do.
All right, thanks.